Hello everybody, welcome back. I was hoping to have a Halloween video out, but it didn't quite work how I wanted it to. So today, to make up for it, even just a little, I'm going to be making some fall slash Thanksgiving cornucopia earrings or charms, however which way you want to use them. I'm going to be using some polymer clay today because I want to actually do different creative things on this channel and challenge myself personally. I got this stuff on sale and wanted to try my hand at it. This seemed like a good way since I'm not well versed in the sculpting realm as of right now and do look to have more and bigger projects down the road. For those who don't know, a cornucopia, or horn of plenty, is a traditional harvest symbol. They were used for gathering fruits, nuts, and vegetables by strapping across the chest and providing a container to put said gathered goods in. In Greek mythology, a baby Zeus accidentally ripped the horn off a goat that was raising him, Amalthea. Yeah, the same name as the last unicorn. The broken horn was so full of divine power that it provided never-ending nourishment. That's one of the origin stories, anyway. To start our cornucopia, we need to take some aluminum foil, and I found that the tip of my pinky was a good size for it. I'm going to take my pinky and wrap the aluminum foil around it to begin the base shape that I'm going for. We want to use the aluminum foil so we don't use as much clay because it can be quite a lot. And if we want to bake it right, then it's probably better to have the aluminum foil inside to take up some of the density. Just some tips I found while researching before I did the project. Here I am just straightening out and getting my base shape. You will likely have to use the clay to finalize the shapes as we move along, and you'll see that it does actually change in shape a little bit later. But overall, I think they're fun. Although they do remind me of the bugle chips that you always stick on your fingers when you're a kid. At least to me. Ta-da! We've got our cornucopias. I did make a few more and adjust the shapes so they hopefully resemble more of the traditional cornucopias. And now it's time to clay them up. I'm going to go with brown, obviously, because I don't think a cornucopia comes in other colors. And if they do, that's great. Make them whatever color you like. Mine are going to be brown to go more of a traditional route. I may throw a black one in there just to spice things up, but we'll see where the project takes us. As I mentioned, I'm going to do brown. I have this Fimo clay that I got on sale that I'm going to try and use. I am not a very strong sculptor. I have not dabbled in it very well, but that's why I'm hoping a simple project like this will help build our confidence up and maybe create a doorway for other projects in the future. For funsies, I'm going to do a set of black ones. Why not? So to start, we want to massage the clay and get it nice and soft. So I'm opening up my clay so I can start massaging it and get it more soft. It's easier with a pasta maker or a roller, but given that this is my first project, I did not have those things. So massaging by hand it was. You'll see as I go along that that's the method I used throughout this entire project. So we got our cornucopias, and I'm gonna do the little braidy, twisty part that goes on the end here, using just another piece of clay and kind of just twisting it together. This is my craft knife. It's a butter knife, only for crafting. And I'm just gonna straighten this all out a little bit. Almost rectangle. And then I'm gonna cut it like that. And I'm just gonna take my two pieces and twist them together as tight and as best as I can to get my false braided shape. Stretch it out a little bit. And as you twist, it should start looking pretty good. Now we got our sort of braid. The best part is that if you're going for like a hand woven basket look, they don't have to be super even. Alright, we got our cornucopias out of the oven. They are all cured up and kind of look like misshapen chocolate chips. I did notice after I took them out that the top parts got a little flat, so I'm gonna go back around them with more of this to kind of give it a little bit more body and fill in the middle part here to be able to fill it, and so you don't see the aluminum foil that created the base. I'm going to do all that off camera. What I am going to show you guys though is the start of our inserts that I made the bases of while the other ones were baking. These are going to be our pumpkins, apples, pears, and squashes that will go into our cornucopias. Of course, I'm going to be using different colors of Fimo clay to make our shapes. I'll show you how each of them are made, or at least how I made them. And if you got any tips or tricks, let me know. So I'm working on making our corn for our cornucopia. I have reference photos of each of my chosen items for my cornucopia off screen here. So I'm just referencing those as I work the clay. They turned out really, really good. So I do recommend having the reference photos handy just so you can look back and make sure you're doing kind of what you want to do. Our corn is done and they look amazing. But I found out one problem. Cornucopia. Corn. It's too big. Well, back to the corny drawing board. Off camera, I played around the sizes a little bit, and while there were a couple more failures, I did finally get a corn that was the right size. And it still looks so good! So, I guess what I'm gonna do with the big ones, I'm probably just gonna turn them into their own earrings. Who wants corny earrings? All done! I'm going to be using the spokes from our Pokemon project. If you didn't see that, the video is up on our channel. Got all of our fruits and vegetables looking amazing. Now I'm going to start drilling into them and creating our earring holes. One fruit slash veggie per cornucopia. So we will have 6 earrings. Gotta reorganize. Alright, so I'm going to take a small hand drill and drill the holes for these little eyelets to become our earring bases for each piece of fruit slash vegetable and for our cornucopia friend. I am going to also be using these, these hooks that we used in our last project just to create our earring. I figured they would work best for a dangle. Gonna get them on each one of these. Set them off to the side for now. I'm going to be using the UV resin to secure our hooks into each of our chosen fruits or veggies. I want to pour some into this little cup to make it easier to manage. You guys remember my resin box? It's going to make a comeback. Let's get started. So while I'm working here, full disclosure, I did do one as a test, just to see if I'd like how it laid. I did, so we're going to do it with the rest of them. Alright, got the first set done. Now I'm going to continue drilling each of these sets in the same manner. I'm starting to secure my eyelets into my fruit slash vegetables. Off the camera, you can see me reach off to dip it into the resin to help it cure and stay. It is a long process. Everything is drilled and set. I have 5 of my staffs and 1 of my hooks. As you can see, we've got our eyelets. Now it's time to assemble. I'm going to attach all 5 dowels to the bottom hook that we put inside by bending the end that does not have the loop over it. Now, I did try to record this next bit as best as I could, but when putting the dowels inside, I couldn't see very well either. So I apologize in advance. Alright, got all 5 dowels inside. I couldn't get a very good image, so I'm sorry, but they're pretty much just all hooked around the center eyelet. Now it's time to open up the small hooks at the bottom and put our variety of fruits on each end. You can do in whatever order you like. Because I wanted some cohesion between my sets of earrings, I tried to keep them all on the same height, so to speak. And here they are. I love how these turned out. They are absolutely wonderful. So cute. And that was how our cornucopias are made. I hope you enjoyed this project, because I certainly did. While it was a learning curve, they are so cute and festive, and it makes me so happy. I will say that if I do pick this project up again, one thing I'd like to improve is to make the cornucopia look more woven or more detailed. Some views, they kind of look like weird witches' hats. But other than that, I liked this project. I had a lot of fun, and I hope to see if you guys make them. If there's a project you want to work on, maybe we can work on it together. Just let me know. Until next time, bye!